Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. And today let's talk Fantastic Four. The 2025 version, because there's a couple different versions out there, and they aren't good. Is this one good? We'll get to that in a second. Was it what I wanted it to be? For the most part. But we'll talk about the pros and cons of the movie. I want to start out by saying this. This movie felt like it was more plot than story. Now, if you've been following the Marvel movies for a while now, you'll understand that at the apex of it, at the height, you'd had Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. Biggest movies right there, no question about it. Might be even top 10 all-time grossing movies ever, okay? That said, they didn't have all the toys that they could have played with to make the Infinity Saga what it should have been, okay? And some notable absences were, you guessed it, Fantastic Four. So now that Marvel has the rights to those characters again, what we wanted to see was how they'd integrate all of that into the history, the rich history of the Marvel comics. Because what we know is they've been around forever, Marvel's first family. A lot of characters debuted in their series, Black Panther, Namor, Galactus, all of those guys. And they have relationships with other characters like Spider-Man, the Avengers, Doctor Doom. So Doom has a movie coming out all to him and wasn't really a part of any of these Fantastic Four movies. He's going to have his own in the Avengers. So the first time you really get to experience that whole interaction will be now. Now, there were the other movies that had Doom in them, but we're going to get our own version of it, and as you know, it would be played by Robert Downey Jr. This is coming out sometime in 2026. I say that because they've delayed it once already, and then we've got one in 2027, which will probably showcase him, and, it's a two-parter, so how it'll go is Doom will probably win in the first part, and then he'll lose in the second part. So you see where I'm going here? You're like, what are you rambling about? The plot to get to what I just said is what they really focused on in this movie. I didn't feel a sense of urgency. I didn't feel this sense of, I didn't feel the gravity of what Galactus was trying to do. The story, without giving too many spoilers away, was, look, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Okay, some of that, okay? Right, John 16. Fantastic Four are presented with an opportunity to save the whole planet if they were to give up their son. Apologies for the tree cutting that's going on in the background that you hear, but that's what's going on. A little bit late with this video. We had GalaxyCon Raleigh. I may talk about that in another video or showcase some pictures. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I couldn't get to reviewing this movie in time because of all that I had going on. So I should have started out the video telling you all that, but I ramble as usual. So look, Fantastic Four, they don't even dance around a huge origin story. I like that they just were like, hey, this is what happened. Here they are. They've got powers. They did what Superman did well, except they took a little bit longer with it. I did not like that they showed montages showing characters that they could have shown in the film, but or could have spent time developing in other films, I should say, but they just kind of dusted over them. Mole Man is in this one, and he's played by the actor who played Stingray from Cobra Kai. I don't know how I feel about it, but on the surface, I don't like it. I wanted somebody older. I wanted somebody more senile. Instead, I got that. It's what it was. They used that character to showcase another part of the plot, or I should say a little bit of the story as well. Just a little tad bit, a smidget of the story they used that character for as well. John Malkovich, supposed to be in this movie, was notably cut out of it, and they're saying there's not going to be a director's cut. So you have Shia LaBeouf, who in this version is playing the Silver Surfer, and she's got the power cosmic bestowed upon her by Galactus to become his herald, to seek out planets to feed his hunger. Galactus is aware of the first steps, right? See where they're going with this? Of what's going on. Fantastic Four, the Sue and Reed Richards couple, excuse me, having a child, and he has power cosmic. And if you don't know what Franklin Richards is capable of, you should probably Google him, because if I just do that, if I just tell you what he can do, you kind of get where they're going in the next movie or so. Now, they might do a monkey wrench here and there, but it's pretty blatantly obvious what they're going to use Franklin for. Not only for the rest of that movie that we saw, but foreshadowing what can be done in the next one. There are 2 after-credit scenes. One of which is, oh, they did what we thought they were going to do. And then the latter is like, yeah, I don't care. Doesn't take away from the movie, doesn't really add anything to it, that second scene, that is. Really, they should have left the first scene should have been what was at the very end. That should have been the teaser. What did I think of this movie? Well, overall, I'm going to say that I wanted it to be better than Superman. It's not to say that you can't like both movies, because you can. They're 2 separate things. I just had much higher expectations for Fantastic Four after seeing so many mediocre ones, that this one, I guess, had too much hype to live up to. So I'm going to give this one 3 Earthworm Gems out of 5. It wasn't bad. It was actually good. It just could have been, they could have done, there's more to be desired from the film, is what I'm trying to say. Takeaways, The Thing, they did him very well. They should have showcased more backstory for him, I felt. He just kind of was there. He didn't seem moody or depressed. You didn't really get to see how he was day to day. There's one little section where he visits his hometown and all his home street where he used to live on. Maybe Yancey Street. I don't know where he was, but they showed that. But it just seemed like he was okay with everything, and they spent more time on Reed and Sue and their problems being a married couple than anything else. Reed was the low point of the movie for me. Pedro Pascal, shave your mustache. Why couldn't they CGI that out? It just took me out of him being Reed altogether. Instead of being confident and smart, he just seemed whiny the entire time. I just couldn't get over all that. Human Torch, I think they did him right. The interaction between him and Ben Grimm were good too. Sue was all right as well. I enjoyed what they did with her powers. Just, I didn't dislike her. I think she was okay in that role, Vanessa Kirby. I did like Herbie. They did well with him, with that character. Galactus was true to form. They kept an overall 60s vibe there. So, there was a lot more to like than not to like. But being as though this was a short movie, and the anticipation for it was so high, they left a lot of stuff on the cutting board, so to speak. That said, let me know your thoughts. Have you seen it yet? Are you going to see it again? What do you think they're going to do next? Leave your comments down below. I want to hear from y'all. This is the last movie from Marvel until next year. You've got Wonder Man to look forward to. You have Ironheart. I may talk about those movies, but may not. I enjoyed them for what they were, but I don't know if they... Ironheart, that is. I don't know that it needs its own video per se. But if people are interested, or I get the time, one of the two or both, maybe I'll go speak on some of it in another video. Y'all watch the Mario parties? I believe I talked about it there. But just its own video, I may do that. So like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm going to see you in the next one. Other Yellow Hat Guy is out.